So, Joe, I wanted to come over and talk to you, or take a moment to talk to you really quickly. After we did our quick interview with Jan yesterday, I got a couple of emails from people asking about the Vigil misfire issue that had happened at Rantoul, and apparently there have been a couple of other instances. Could you address that real quick for people who are considering a Vigil?
Absolutely. It's very easy to explain. Vigil is working in another method than other AEDs. We have a patented method, and we're working on time calculation. So we calculate the leftover time, and we react quicker than other ones. So if we have a variation of pressure in a plane, this will automatically influence the Vigil, and could activate the Vigil if under the activation level you have a variation of pressure which is giving a speed, it will fire. It's happened in Rantoul, or all the Vigil on the plane fired at the same moment. And the same happened in Thailand with the World 400, and there are also 6 Vigil in the plane, 6 will activated. They are designed for that, and we already saved 4 lives with this last and fast activation, because 4 people released too late their main, and the Vigil saved their life. And that's why we do it, and we will not change it. We, of course, in the future will try with integrating this pressure variation, knowing that we are in a plane and we will not fire anymore. But that's for future, that's not for today. The Vigil today is still working.
Jana told me that you also have had some recent software updates. Has that been post-Rantoul, in other words, after the Rantoul incident, or?
We have updates, we permanently update, we permanently improve the Vigil, and we will permanently improve it, because our goal is to be the best on the market, and we will go on to be so.
Okay, that's a good answer. So in terms of what happened at Rantoul, is that something that could potentially happen again, or is that something that you think you've addressed?
It will not happen so quickly anymore, because we integrated some parameters to avoid that it happened when the pressure varies too fast, which gets speeds over 250, 300 kilometers an hour. It will not happen anymore. Thus we eliminate some cases, but we don't eliminate them all.
I understand.
If you put yourself in conditions that the skydiver could come in, it will activate, that's for sure.
Okay, and so I assume you did a recall or something like that with the other units, the earlier units? Or?
We did a recall all in the beginning. We had the 700 units. We stated that we had static electricity firings. We had 3 on the floor and 1 with a static line. And there we stated that Vigil was designed to resist up to 12 kilovolt flash. And we tested them, and they reached 17,000 volt. But in fact, in parachute world, we can reach 25, 30,000 volt. Thus we needed to improve the Vigil. And I didn't hesitate. We took back 700 pieces on the market, and we exchanged them in 3 months. We exchanged 700 pieces free of charge.
Wow, 700 in 3 months. That must have had you working around the clock.
Yeah, we're crazy. We work weekends and every time to get those as quick as possible exchanged. And I think it was a good job to do, because we were not 100% sure that it could happen again, because we had 1 static line firing, and we corrected it as quick we could.
And so you feel like you've corrected all of that at this point then?
Today we are full corrected, and we believe in Vigil, and the future will prove, I think, that we are right and on the right track.
Well, I think people will appreciate hearing you explain it a little bit, because it was. I think there's some confusion out there about which are the old ones and which are the new ones and which has been modified and so forth. So it's good to get the straight story.
We want to be open, and we have nothing to hide. As the cutter, we had a little cutter problem with Strong last month, and we stated there was a problem on the cutter. We took the 30 cutters of that lot back, and we will exchange them. But every individual having those cutters has been advised, and they're all returned already. They're all back in the factory. Thus there is no problem with cutters today at all, in contrary to certain rumors that say that there is some cutter problems, but there is no cutter problem at all today. All cutters on Vigils are good and will fire when they need to fire.
That's wonderful. That's the confidence that people need to know.
And we want to be very open. If you have other questions, you can come and we will answer any question, because I am a technician, I'm not a jumper, sorry for that. And we want to be open and straight to all our customers.
Well, Joe, thanks for taking the time to explain that to us. I appreciate that.
With great pleasure.